Be quiet. Why are you guys so anti-dictators? Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could help your rich friends get richer by cutting their taxes and bailing them out when they gamble and lose. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. Your media would appear free, but would secretly be controlled by one person and his family. You could wiretap phones. You could torture foreign prisoners. You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group, and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests. I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try.
22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't want to take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines. Stuff. Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Severson. Today is Friday. Woo! Baby! I got him off guard. Yeah, I got you. Anyway, sorry. That's so dumb. But yeah, it is Friday.
Woo.
It is Friday. And we need to celebrate. I shouldn't be playing tricks.
No, did I use the diaper tricks?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair enough then. Well, I hope it was fun. Sometimes we all got to be the rube.
The rube.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I that's kind of if you happen to be 18 years old at the youngest listening to this podcast, I'd be comfortable with that. What I'm saying is, if you haven't become comfortable with being the rube, you better get there.
Yeah.
You better get there, bro.
We're gonna start listening to fucking Seether.
Yeah, exactly. Compiling a stock. Compiling like a stock of guns that you didn't know you wanted until you were like 26 and looked around and were upset that people didn't look like you. Don't be like that.
You don't want that, neither do I.
Being the rube, honestly, if you can make it charming, be a goober.
Yeah, be a goobs. A goofy goober.
Partners, male and female, like goobers. So I'm also saying if you're a closeted homosexual, you should embrace it.
Embrace the goobs.
And you know what else you could use that closet for, and what you will use it for once you get out of it?
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not trying to stereotype gay people. Jesus.
He was asking.
Oh, what I would use it for? Well, I've never been there. I've never been in that closet. I've mostly had a pretty disorganized closet. I don't know if that's a metaphor. But I've never been in there myself. You know what though? Shelby slept in a closet for a while, but that's just because
I thought about that today. Yeah,
his single mattress fit in there
perfectly.
Yeah. So if you do like sleeping in essentially like a sensory deprivation chamber, it's
not bad.
But that's what I'm saying is if you don't
good place to watch a film.
They did that often.
Yeah.
But that's my point is if you're not living in there, you can utilize it for other things. So there you go. Okay. Well, that was a weird bit that we all took part in about being in the closet. just wanted to acknowledge it.
Happy Woo Day.
Can we get going?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Friday, May 16th.
On this day, May 16th, in history, 1920, Joan of Arc was canonized as a saint.
Aww.
You can't be canonized unless you're dead, so that makes sense.
She did.
She did die. By Pope Benedict the 15th?
15th?
That's fun. Like, you know how awesome you're like not only do I get to be Pope, but I'm XV.
Yeah, dude.
Like you put that on hats, man. You put
that on hats.
Yeah.
Not on his hat, but on different hats.
Right. Because
Put it on a shirt.
Put it on a shirt. But yeah, again, we're talking about popes. Very topical. I like it. Talking about popes, talking about French people, but this is a French lady. On this day in 1929, the first Academy Awards is held. Who won?
The whites?
yeah, that's the only answer. On this day in 1975, Tebea Junko. I'm assuming
That sounded good.
Yeah, my best go there of Japan, accompanied by Aung Tshering of Nepal, became the first women to reach the summit of Mount Everest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. female Sherpas were up there long before that shit.
Sure.
The Sherpas always get the short end of
Yeah.
the deal in this scenario. You ever thought about that?
Oh, you were born in it? Well,
Yeah.
we don't
It
care.
didn't count. like we just went up there because who knows, man? I bet they have their own lore and history.
Oh, for sure.
Where they talk about how no one did it for hundreds and hundreds of years because why the fuck would they do that? And then after they got comfortable being a community and like a village or a town or whatever in this area, some guy who's living in the laps of luxury, no indoor plumbing though, no electricity. But still, you don't need that. You don't need that to have a happy life enough to look around and go, I'm gonna climb that. And he did. That's probably the story. I don't know if indoor plumbing was mentioned, but anyway.
It is now.
Yeah, part of the lore as far as the 22-minute podcast is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first. Gentrified thing. It was like,
Right.
oh, these people have been doing this. Let's take that from them
Yeah.
and then record it and say that we're the first to do it. And
I mean, honestly, it probably had happened a lot before, but it's a great example of how it's been happening fucking forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Right.
No question.
like the first guy to fucking put guacamole in a restaurant was probably like,
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I grew those myself, first one.
yeah, for my guacamole tree.
You want to come see it? Only if you're white. You know why? Because they'll just agree with you. They'll just agree
Yeah.
with you.
Be like, oh, okay.
That was actually like a huge issue in post Civil War America, where like they had to start doing non-jury trials because they were like, dude, white people and black people are just letting each other go.
I thought you were going to go somewhere with the guacamole trees.
Oh no, just the general bias of like, sure, you can get behind this door. Hey, guess what? We're lying to everybody. So, but obviously that helps our movement. It helps you out too. So if you want to be a part of it, just keep lying with us. Like that. Yeah. That. Anyway. That's what they do. They gas colonizers, not just white people, but colonizers.
Colonizers.
They stealing our women.
That's what they do. And then they accuse the indigenous people of stealing their women. And then you
White
get
penis.
and then white penis. And then you get Emmett. Oh god damn it.
Emmett Till.
Yeah, and then you get
Mhm.
Emmett Till. Blah blah. History is full of Nazis.
Hide them.
Hide 'em.
Old lying white bitch.
You know, if we haven't made that a hardline statement on here, why don't we just go ahead and do it?
Yeah.
As much as we love the color orange, we hate Nazis.
We hate their hate.
I like the color orange.
I do like the color orange.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
like Channel Orange by Frank Ocean.
there you go. Great record. Great record.
Great record.
All right. Well, on this day in music history. On this day in 1966, my grandmother was extremely happy. The Beach Boys' 11th studio record, and their most famous, I think, and most respected, and
Sure,
yeah. Pet Sounds is released
Great
with
record.
great record. Great record.
Great record.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older?
So
Have to wait
so long.
Dude, my grandmother jammed that
Yeah.
record in her 90s Mustang.
Nice.
Convertible.
Badass.
Is a rental.
Was that a big influence
Or a
on
lease or something.
Mark Hoppus also?
I could definitely see that.
Fun
yeah.
fact.
Blink 182?
That's right,
I
baby, that's
definitely-
right.
I definitely hear.
That guy's smart.
He is very smart.
Yeah.
I definitely hear though the kind of like bopping, you know, vocal style for sure. Yeah, back and forth kind of bopping. I hear it. Excuse me. And then God Only Knows, which is also just a banger.
Did Tremolos cover that?
I don't know.
I feel like
Oh, like live maybe?
no, because they had that little EP where they covered the Pete and Pete song, and I think they also covered that too.
I can see
I don't
that.
think anyone should ever cover God Only Knows. They should probably leave that one alone.
God only knows what
I'd be without you.
Pretty good song.
Great song. Great record.
Great record.
I just wanted to say it again. On this day in 1978, Joe Walsh releases his fourth, I guess, solo studio album. But seriously, folks, with the banger,
Life's been good to me so far.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he can't really sing, but he makes it work.
Yeah.
He makes it work, like his style, it works very well for him.
Yeah. He also can't drive.
Well, yeah, that's weird.
What can you do?
just look at the gold records on the wall.
That's right.
And feel bad is fine. No, I always liked the Joe Walsh story because he did have such a successful solo career outside the Eagles, even though he can't really sing. But he's a badass guitar player. So before I ever...
He has fun. He has fun.
Well,
I think it's the difference.
I'm just saying. Listen, before I ever thought about singing myself, before I ever thought that was a thing that I because I didn't even think about that until I was like 26 years old.
Sure.
I just like Joe Walsh as the guitarist.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought about his solo career. Is like, dude, he doesn't sound like Don Henley, but this is awesome. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm just
Fuck Don Henley.
Honestly though, I have heard
He's an
interviews
asshole.
where he
That's
seems
why I
like
like
a total
Joe
dick.
Walsh.
Yeah. And he's the one from Texas, which was what sucks. But anyway. Moving on. On this day in 1980, Devo's third studio album, Freedom of Choice, with their number one single, Whip It. Whip It Good.
Whip It Good.
Is released. Yeah, such a nerd band.
Mm-hmm.
I think I definitely would have been into Devo if I would have been
Shout out to my manager at work who is a huge Devo fan.
Casey as well. She's also a big
And Devo's
fan.
really, they're
Nice.
actually quite technical.
No, that's what I was saying. I'm saying if I would have been like 15 in 1980, this would have been my number one
Yeah.
record, probably. Like, no
Yeah,
question in my
he
mind.
kind of put me on to him, and I started looking at some of their shit and watching their old videos, and I was like, this drummer's actually
Nice.
pretty cold.
No, such tight music. It's just it's like keyboard based a lot of the time, pop music, or not even. That's what's so weird. I need to, you know what? I'm gonna have to do a real deep dive and get my true opinion of it. But anyway, on this day in 1988, Run DMC's fourth record, Together Than Leather. Oh, Tougher Than Leather. Why
Tougher
did I
Than
say
Leather.
Together? Hey, maybe that'd be a good name. Together Than Leather.
Together Than Leather.
I don't.
Maybe.
That actually would be like a joke is like a pseudo intellectual, someone who thinks they made like a good metaphor.
Oh, sure.
Together than leather. What does it mean? Leather's like it's tight together, like it stays together. Like there's no hole. So like that's
Fibers.
yeah, that's what it is. What are we talking about? Yes, Run DMC's fourth record with Run's House and Mary Mary. I've never really
Just a
listened to
shout
Run.
out in Dogma.
Oh, there you go.
Matt Damon.
Matt.
They also paired up with
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith in like '86, right? Walk This Way, something like that.
Yeah, that's like that's their big. I think honestly, unfortunately, that's what they're going to be most known for. Yes.
Yeah.
On this day in the year 2000, the abused sweetheart herself,
Mm-hmm.
Britney Spears, returns with
Great
her
record.
with a great record. Because I was definitely still listening to Britney Spears at this point. Oops, I did it again. With the title track "Lucky" and dude, I banged "Lucky" so many fucking times. Oh,
Well, like when I read that, I just heard it playing in my brain. I was like,
she's so lucky.
Yes.
And this is probably where my dad was
I
like,
gotta add that to my playlist right
that
now.
boy, right? I cannot tell you how much I identified with Bobby Hill. Except his dad didn't yell as much. Sometimes Hank yelled. Not
Yeah,
much,
no, it's
though.
true.
Not much.
But he was loving.
That's what I find so That's what I find so fascinating about King of the Hill's status as like an American anime in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Is I'm like, dude, growing up, this was just like, wow, they just wrote my life. No, I mean, not just because of the Bobby Hill character, but obviously it's in Arlen, which is Garland and
In
Arlington.
Arlington, yeah.
And we grew up. I fucking went to elementary school in Garland for a year. Did you as well?
No.
Was Porter in Mesquite?
Porter was in
Oh,
Mesquite,
okay, my
and then Black was in Garland. Is that where you went?
Price. I went to
Price.
Anywho, but and even just the like behind the alley trash can shit. Obviously, that's more popular now.
Sure.
But that was like a city to city thing.
Yeah.
So even just that distinctive, like, I had that in my neighborhood. Anyway. So yeah, I just love that Japanese people are like, look at this, so fun. Sorry.
Charles Ng?
You don't know what I mean. On this day in no, we're past this, aren't we? Where are we? I'm sorry. Oh, on this day in 2000, also on in the year 2000, on this day in the year 2000, MXPX's fifth record, The Ever Passing Moment. This was actually the first song that I saw the video for.
Oh, really?
MXPX, and they're like on a golf course or something. Responsibility.
What's that? Also produced by Jerry Finn.
Dude, just like sawing away. Like That was cool. That was
Yeah,
cool back then. I definitely also downloaded this record using BearShare.
Nice.
Yeah. Might have gotten a virus. I don't know.
We're still waiting on the results. It's still scanning at this point.
If you can keep a laptop longer than like a year and a half, congrats. No, I've had this for too long.
Yeah, I've also had I have 2 laptops myself, and both of them were manufactured in 2014.
Wow. No, see, I got this in 2020.
Yeah.
So I mean, still doing great, but that's nothing compared to 11 years.
It's a Mac, so it's just like.
Oh well, Macs are different. Macs are very different. I'm more a Windows computer, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But you know
They're
what?
so vulnerable. I don't understand.
Well, this isn't what this podcast is about at all. But for the first time, I got an actual HP instead of a Lenovo. Or a something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Compact.
The HP actually is a fantastic. It's actually fantastic. So
what are you losing at, James?
Fucking compact Presario or something.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a brand of computers.
I didn't know that.
That's the Windows Me. That was the fucking Windows Me computer with the purple inlay. You know what I'm talking about?
You're welcome, everybody.
You know what? I remember.
Thanks, Mike.
I remember your cousin getting a computer that I was like, that's the most you sell that to a 14-year-old laptop I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure he overwhelmed it with
very quickly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Shout out 1999.
Yeah, for sure. Anything before the internet just became the center of our lives.
Yeah.
Even though
if you couldn't talk on the phone and be on the internet at the same time, it was the perfect time.
I mean, listen, we would just be, at least myself, I would just be still working as a radio DJ. So nothing would change for me.
Yeah.
If it wasn't podcasts or the internet. Because it's its own time machine. Anyway, okay, moving on. What are we doing? Where am I? Okay.
Raconteurs?
The Raconteurs. Who are the Raconteurs?
That is Jack White as the front man.
Oh, it's the front man. What's the band where he's the drummer?
I don't know.
The Dead Weather? Is that a...
Could be. I have no idea.
I did not know he was in the Dead Weather.
There's a band where he's a drummer, so I didn't know if it was
Hustle
this.
and Cuss. I don't know any of their other songs, really. But.
I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never listened to a full White Stripes record. I like that, Fell in Love with the Girl's a fantastic song. Mm-hmm. Obviously we're going to be friends.
I think Elephant was the only one that I did, and that was the one that had Seven Nation Army on it.
Okay, Seven Nation, and that's a great song too. You know what I mean? And then what's the bum 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 diddle it's from the same record with anyway, I like their singles.
Yeah.
I like their singles.
They get good singles.
But I've never been like, I gotta pick that.
I gotta listen to this in full.
Yeah.
Right.
And so therefore I've never listened to any side projects.
Fair enough. Well, I only know this because it was on the radio, the banger, Steady As She Goes, all the time.
Oh, we played that a lot at Vans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I definitely know that song. I definitely know. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Right? It's a rock song.
I can't say anything else about the band or the record, but I like that song.
I know they made money. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
I went on a few, I don't know if they were dates. I hung out with this lady when I was going to NCTC who she just loved Jack White.
Really?
And that's probably why I never really pursued that.
Fair enough.
Because I didn't want to hear about Jack White.
Yeah, I get it.
Hear about it.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have just listened to her talk about Jack White.
Why don't you save it for Reddit?
And grow an emotional relationship and connection and have something nurturing in my life. That'd be
Should have
crazy.
started out with Cold Mountain and been like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I do love Cold Mountain. Cold Mountain's fantastic. But then that's the thing is that's where she gets bored because then all of a sudden I go on a 30-minute rant about movies or something, and then she's like she can't get over herself. It's a big Seinfeld situation where you get one perspective right and then you get the other perspective and then you find out they're both neurotic. It's
to the bone, no doubt about it.
Got me there. Man, I walked right into that like I was green.
Oh, it's a day for it.
And thank you. But actually, that would be a fun scene. I don't know. Did they ever do that on Seinfeld or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Did they ever do that where because Jerry, big hands, whatever, get over it, Jerry. But then you find on the other end she doesn't like.
I don't think you
the
really
height of his hair or something.
Get so much of the other side, like maybe Tid's bits and pieces, but
Well,
nothing like really in
Let's
depth.
do it. Let's write a scene.
Let's do it.
Okay, moving on. We have we got to get. Oh, hey, 2007, ScarJo released her debut album. It probably wasn't that good.
Well, the whole thing was written by Tom Waits and his wife.
Well, Tom Waits is
Scarlett
fun.
Johansson?
Yeah. She's a great singer.
What?
Yeah, she's a great singer. But she's more of like a lounge singer.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, anyway. All right, let's get through all this. We got a little over 2 minutes. Action. Oh, on this day in 1986, teenage boys everywhere didn't realize that they were becoming more and more attracted to their best friends. Top Gun is released.
Amen.
As long as you got my tail. Back.
I got your tail.
Yeah, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. On this day in 2002, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I remember when I saw this at 12, I thought it
Get
was
to see Yoda fuck some shit up.
I thought it was the most brilliant movie I'd ever seen. In my life. Like it was such a 12-year-old thinking he's starting to understand anything of the world, right? Going to see this flashy lightsaber battle movie and Yoda flying around and there's Natalie Portman and she's older than me.
Never heard of Yoda? Attack of the Clones.
Django gets his fucking head chopped off.
I honestly think I was just thinking about what it'd be like to just kiss up on Natalie Portman.
Oh yeah.
And so I think 12-year-old me was like, there's not a better movie that could ever exist. Did you see whenever her shirt kind of got ripped?
Oh my God, I did.
Yeah.
Swing.
And then she jumped on a dinosaur.
Yeah, dude.
And rode the fuck out of it.
Genius. On this day in the year 2007, the movie Once is released. That's a very delightful, nice
It was,
movie.
yep.
On the
Not familiar.
Oh, it's the one with close falling.
Yeah, falling slowly. Falling slowly.
Glenn Hansen, great songwriter, by the way.
Yeah, The Frames?
Yes, fantastic Irish band. Well, band in general, but probably the best Irish band I've ever heard. Fuck you too.
You too?
Fuck you too. On this day in 2012, The Dictator is released. That's where Sacha Baron Cohen jumped the shark. But then he went to do Les Mis and stuff like that, and that was a better choice. On this day in 2014, Godzilla was released with Bryan Cranston, a pretty good one. Let's bust through these birthdays.
Let's do it.
Turning 72, James Bond himself, Pierce Brosnan.
That's my Bond.
Turning 48, calm the fuck down, Melanie Linsky.
Ooh.
No clue who this is.
If you look her up, you're going to have to take about a 30-minute break. That's actually too long. Probably about a 12 to 15. On this day, 39, overrated, Megan Fox. On the turning 35, Thomas Brody Sangster. That's gets killed by skeleton people in Game of Thrones.
Nice.
He's like a child actor and stuff too. One more. What do you got?
56, David Borees, Angel himself.
Angel.
Boreanas.
That's for
there he goes.
That's for the millennial women out there.
Fuck.